Hello everybody, I'm High Treason. Haven't been around this channel for a long time. I did try to upload some stuff last night, but it didn't work. It's kind of why I stopped uploading things. But either way, I promised I'd get this done today. Of course, it might take longer, because I'm not going to rush, because it'll just look crap. So I'm doing things at my own speed, as I always do. But nonetheless, to the point. It's time for a video about my 286. I already filmed this a couple of times and it kept going wrong and it ended up being like over half an hour and I don't think anybody wants to see that. So yeah, it's good to be back. Thanks for everybody's patience and support and everything. So yeah, now I just have to get that machine out of there and we'll have a look at it. Right, well, I do not know if I already pointed out that I no longer have a mount for this camera and that the base of the whole thing is pretty much shattered to pieces, but nonetheless, we shall persevere. So this here is my 286 in a near finished state. As you can see, we have hard drive, which is the big black thing here. We have a regular 3.5-inch disk drive for convenience. There's the one I prefer to use, 360k 5-inch. Front panel we have all the basic amenities. The key lock's good. Stops keyboard working. I've never understood why they got rid of those. It's an excellent security feature. Well, they all took the same key, but it was still useful. It used to be good to just open the case and short the jumper out for it so it was constantly locked. And of course we have a turbo. That thing was awesome. Yeah, there's our supported motherboard speeds. They're not too bad. There was a 4 MHz version, you know. Our graphics card's temporary, but they're all basically the same. Changing that's seamless. It's a Realtek box standard VGA card. So floppy disk drives, obviously, cables, whatnot. Big 2 slots taken up by that huge hard drive. Yeah. I mean, look at that structure. That's just, yeah, we can get something like that now. Apparently our power supply can put out 200 watts. I don't think we're going to need that. I've got a Sound Blaster 16 in it. There's a volume control slider. Missed those. Back on this VGA card. Did you know VGA only had a 9-pin connector when it was first released? Not many people are aware of that. Our host adapter card is the blank slot there. That's our host adapter. This takes the hard drives and floppy drives. It's a full length card. Some machines had like little slots here to hold them. They should bring that back. Now graphics cards are getting long and heavy because now the system doesn't hold the weight of them in the board like it did on these. So yeah, that was a good idea. That's just a parallel and serial cards. But why do I have 3 cables here? Because obviously the floppy drives are controlled by this one floppy cable. So these 2 here for the hard drive. Because this is ESDI, you had 2 cables per drive. One cable worked much like IDE does, where 2 drives went on it. That was your control cable, I believe. And then you had the data cable. You had a separate data cable for each drive, which is the smaller one there. So yeah, I found that interesting. Now this card's interesting, has its own BIOS, which is how we low-level format the drive. If you run debug and go to memory address C800:5, it starts a little program which is built into the host adapter, and it allows you to do things with the hard disk. It's brilliant, but look at the connectors in these. Now, if you've worked with older machines, you'll know it all used to be pins. These are slots. Same stuff as an ISA slot, same stuff as a cartridge slot in most gaming consoles. It's funny because that's more like how serial ATA works. And notice the P4 connector for the floppy drive instead of the smaller fittings we use later on. So no, that's enough of looking around inside here. Let's get the thing started up and see what we can do with it. Because, you know, it's kind of, I'm guessing, what everyone's after. Oh yeah, let's just point this out there, I suppose. That chip there is the CPU. Doesn't need a heatsink. These other ones, I can't remember what they're for. We have odd and even bias. and that's our memory, all of that. That's dip RAM, 640 kilobytes of it's more than enough. And under here we have like dip switches, a little red thing you can just see, and there's a socket for a co-processor, but I don't want one. So yeah, let's start this up. So we have a black screen. Now, listen to the hard drive when I start this thing up. I've run in a second microphone off to that, so I can do this much easier now. Man, that thing's loud. You can probably still hear it. Yeah, we don't have a CMOS battery right now, so we have to press Control, Alt and Escape to get into the CMOS setup on this. It's interesting. A lot of old systems have been and done that. You can see we have different video settings. They're very simplistic CMOS settings. They do the job. Award software, like most machines today. Nothing complicated about that. As you can see, we have a hell of a lot of memory to play with. Oh yeah, 640k. I think we've got problems with the floppy drive in here. I'm just leaving this running just so you get an idea of the amount of time it takes. We are booting off a hard drive. 760 meg drive is very big for a machine like this, and we get a foul noise like that because the PC speaker outputs, and it's just not very clean. So yeah, let's fire some interesting stuff up now. Aha, here we go. PC check. And there you go, you can see my specs were pretty much spot on, so I could remember what's in there. Expanded and extended memory, we have none. Didn't need it. And I know it's running 6 megahertz. I clocked it down on purpose because I wanted a slower computer. No co-processor. Don't want one. Can't find one anyway. I don't think I can only find ones for like 12 megahertz processors. But we're not worried about that. Nowadays most of your memory would be in the expanded and extended and whatnot. So, you know, there's nothing particularly, you know, there's nothing really very big or impressive in here. There's no PCI or anything. It's, no, it's just a good all-round system. It's what you used to get. It's very basic. And there's the drives we're running, as you can see. Hard drive only picks up as 528. I don't think we can go higher than that. You can't have a partition larger than about 64 meg or it crashes when you try and format. Had to be 32 meg for the first partition because it was for DOS 3 to start with. We're on DOS 5 now, which apparently is bad, but I like it. We do have loaded the driver for it, so anyway, let's run some tests. Right, processor tests are kind of pointless. We'll just do them so we can see how slow this thing is. Of course, everything's going to pass. Motherboard tests are worthless. Memory test, floppy, hard disk. So these are what I want to play with. Video text memory test. I'm going to end up cutting this off, I think, because it's going to take ages. I mean, this is with a video card much more powerful than this thing was ever designed for. This was designed for EGA, which is what we will get eventually. It's just that the people I ordered it off lost it. Refunded me entirely, though. I will probably actually buy one off of them because they've got quite a few. Because they were good and honest, so... And I ordered other stuff and it got here fine. It was well packaged and everything. It didn't cost much compared to other people who were selling it, so yeah, I'll probably use them as well. Yeah, we'll come back when this is done. Actually, I do believe it may be interesting to note that this 286 is, there we go, it's finished, is several times more powerful than the 8086 of an equivalent clock speed. It does more cycles per clock. In fact, it's possibly the largest leap from one system to another ever on this architecture. Of course, it's still distant. Modern computers are still related to this. You can still run these apps on a modern computer. The architecture hasn't changed as much, but keep in mind this is only 16 bits. It hadn't actually gone 32 bits yet. What? Oh, right, we don't have Visa on this, so we can't do video graphics memory. Well, we don't really have much else we can do. We can do that, which is incredibly slow on this. You can see it really makes you appreciate what you've got. If you think your computer's bad because it can't play the latest games that are around now, you know, then you're not appreciating it, because you think that your operating system now, Windows Vista and 7 or whatever, they're both the bloody same. Yeah, the display was okay, it was just slow. You know, you think about it, and the operating system now requires more than this machine has. You know, it really makes you appreciate what you have. So, yeah. Now, that... Oh, hang on. Change colours. You can see it drawing. Look how slow it is. Man, that's brilliant. I don't know, let's try doing something more interesting with it. Oh, well. Yeah, we've got to do this, haven't we? We've got to have the epic song from it again, like last time. Hold on. You know, I'm quite glad they invented sound cards. I like the sound from the buzzer. There's something warm about it. Anyway, let's try something else. See how sound card works, but we knew it would, because... Oh no, you didn't see the system I used to have it in. Ah, screw it, I can't be bothered with that. We know it works. Let's get out of here and do something interesting. See if we have a mouse driver installed. Oh, we don't have one. We don't need one. Let's have a quick look at this thing. Figure this is worth showing you. Back in the days of MS-DOS, and when we didn't have Windows, you did, and some versions of MS-DOS, especially the later ones, have DOS shell. Actually, it's when you install, it starts automatically. I think you can change it in the installer, if I remember, but it took hours to install. It took like 7 hours to format the hard drive, well, low level, and then it took an hour to format just that one partition, and it took even longer. And look how much we had to split it up to. But no, look at this thing. You can get a mouse. This is in graphics mode, I might add. But no, it's just a basic GUI. It does the job. You know, you can see there. It all works fine. I suppose we'll play with some stuff outside of that. I'll install this. I don't know, this could be mildly interesting. This is an old installer program for you. Current directory. And here we go. And as you can imagine, this is going to take ages. I do like it though. It's always worth the wait. Oh, well, that didn't take too long. Haven't tried a CGA version of this on here yet, so but I know the EGA versions lag. CGA is likely what you would be playing on a 286 because it's all we had when this thing came out. I do have a VGA card in here, as you know, but I thought this would be interesting because not everybody's seen this version, and this is one. Yeah, this runs much faster than the EGA version. That lags like hell. Oh, no, it's slowing down. We are loading off the hard drive now. 1 moment. Yes, you really notice when things take 1 moment on this. You get time to read all the messages. This is usually what upsets the items. No, this runs alright, so we can play CGA versions of Keen. I love the delay when you go through a door with this machine. That's a whole new element of play. Check it out though, I can play Commander Keen! Yeah! I'm impressed. I honestly didn't know we could do this. I knew the EGA version ran quite laggy. Only really when you pick items up, but CGA does me fine. I like CGA. When I said you could read all the messages, we can now see how badly spelt some of them are. That's amazing. You know, there's a pretty severe problem with this. In 1.0 this is. Well, there's a few, but there's one in particular that always stands out to me. Which, you know, it's a while since I played this and I can't remember where any items are. I only want a key. I'll tell you what, we'll cheat. So you see we have all the keys now. I've probably just died now, haven't I? So if we save here and then try to load again. God, this drives slow. Yeah. Are we loaded? Yeah, we probably are. Yeah, drive's crunching. We don't have any keys. Ah! What a problem that is. That's not all we can play, I suppose. I'm going to try to run a couple of demos in a minute. Let's see how this runs on here. Yeah, how far was I? Road 10. Let's just try Road 1 for now. And it's working. Yeah, this game I guess isn't technically 3D. I'm not entirely sure how it works. But yeah, it looks good. I don't actually have a proper monitor hooked up to this. I'm just viewing this on my capture hardware. So there's a slight delay and I might not play as well as maybe I should. But hey, I'm only doing this one road or getting blown up, whichever comes first, so... Blow it up! So yeah. Guess I got the end of the road. Let's try something else. Stunt Car Racer! Oh yeah. Yeah, I like this game. This game's a little forgotten about. We don't have a joystick right now. I could go and get one. But we don't need one. Single player. Yeah, I had multiplayer this. And no save feature. And no exit routine. I have to restart the machine after I've been on this. Control C doesn't work. It's annoying. Let's go practice mode. And yeah, controls are a little odd. No, this game's interesting. I think it uses vector graphics of some sort. Yeah, you use the spacebar to accelerate. It's very strange. Because to me, spacebar means handbrake. I don't know why. I think it's just because most games work like that. Because you drive too fast, you damage your car. But I mean, the game, I'll probably give it its own video one day, because it deserves it. But hey, look how smooth this thing renders on here, though. It's not bad, is it? It's quite impressive for its time. Oh man, I'm going to wreck my car. Press F10, it seems to exit. Let's try something else. Well now, this should be interesting. Crystal Caves. I haven't tried playing this one for a long time. And I was never very good at it, if I'm entirely honest. So, I suppose we shall... Runtime error. I'm not impressed. I personally feel Duke Nukem 1's probably more reliable than Crystal Caves, so we'll try that game instead. It's on the same disc. It's loading. And loading. Oh, now it tells us it's loading. And to wait. I'm leaving some of these loads in just so you can appreciate. Like I said, it really makes you appreciate what you have. In fact, I wouldn't even see that on a newer computer. Like when I first played this, I had a 386. Yeah, I don't see the loading screens on the 386. I had like 20 megahertz of power. Makes you wonder that they are doing something wrong though. And you'll see what I mean soon enough. Hey, cool, you don't even see that in faster computers. Man, this took a minute to load this. Still loading. You know the hard drive only has 2 megabytes per second throughput, I think. You can actually hear the floppy drive through the buzzer output on the sound card there. Didn't bother with noise suppression that much, it seems. Duke Nukem, this version actually has the E in it. I knew I had it somewhere. Not going to spend long, obviously I just want to see how it runs. So you're the pitiful hero they sent to stop me. I, Dr. Proton, will soon rule the world. You're wrong, Proton Breath. I'll be done with you and still have time to watch Oprah. Get ready, Duke. You're going in very slowly. In, out, shake it all about. You do the okey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. My kind of party. Wish I had time. You know, as soon as I hit that stop button, it's going to start again. This video's going to be long either way. I've been away for a long time. Not much I can do about it. Whoa, that's noisy. Well, I'm speechless. It's not perfect, but runs it. Check that out. Let's try. It seems to slow down a little when there are more objects on screen, but no, maybe it's meant to sound like this, you know? Maybe not all that clattering that's there, but yeah, something else. Here then, this is the last thing we're going to play with. This does not work on this machine properly, which is strange, but it's probably the oldest PC demo I have. It's from the late 1980s, and this will give you an idea of well, look at some Amiga 500 demos and then look at the PC demos from the Amiga 500's time, and you can see why the PC took so long to catch on. We will have sound. I'll get a load of this. This was very impressive for a PC demo in its time. It won't load all the graphics though. And there we go, we've got a scroller. And it has weird effects, it even does sinusoidal effects later on. And obnoxious PC buzzer music. Bloody hell. It's just like a diary of him writing a demo, effectively. There was some graphics with it as well that didn't do anything, so whatever. You know, it's an interesting little demo, but you've got to be patient if you want to read all of it, and when it starts coming across the top, it just hurts your eyes. There's a graphical scroll later on, but what do I want to see there? I want a directory listing. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting in its own right. Space Pig's first demo. I'm going to look it up. Let's try something a bit harder now. I have to type CD first, don't I? Change directory. There's all kinds of commands in DOS. Even I don't know all of them. You don't need all of them once you know what you're doing, it'd be my argument. Okay, so this is by Cascada, and this is what was it? Chronology or Chronologus? I can't remember. I always just call it Kronos. Yeah, something. What? I'm not impressed. Speaking of commands, we have the mem command. It'll tell us how much memory's in use. Tell us in bytes. Yay, way to go. Well, we can't be far off. I'll restart. Did I ever point out that we only have 512 kilobytes of graphical RAM? Yeah, I just thought I'd point that out. Now they're up to like over a gigabyte of graphical memory. Sometimes the graphics card has more power and memory than everything else in the machine now. Back then your graphics card was just a socket to drive the monitor, pretty much. Nah, I like this machine. I'm quite proud of it. So no, we'll try that one more time. And if it don't work, I think the other demo will. I mean, I'll get at least one of them running. Yeah, we can't run that one. So let's try this one. We're really going to push the machine now, just to see what happens. If this doesn't run, I'll be surprised, because it did before, and I haven't changed anything since. Vector demo. Yeah, turbo mode is on. I think we're going to need it. I don't recall this being written for 286 computers. It's just quite interesting to see as to, you know, where it'll pull it off. I don't know what that click was. We should have sound on this demo. Apparently we don't. Oh yes, we do. Load time. It's quite smooth, you have to admit. It's very slow compared to, you know, what this demo can run at, but it's not doing too bad, given that we only have 6 megahertz of power and such. I mean, you know, you think how much power it probably takes a modern computer to do this. How much power is it taking you to watch this Flash video now on the internet? Yeah. Seriously. Loads more than this thing's even got. So, no, somebody's doing something wrong these days. Either way, I think I'm going to leave it here. I am high treason. Thank you very much for watching. This video's probably been long. Don't know when the next one's going to be. I'm not going to pretend to know, and I'm not going to make any promises, so won't give that any mention just yet. You know, once again, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking with me, you know, having patience, thanks for your support, thanks for everything, thanks for subscribing or whatever, you know, just thank you. Suppose I'll go and edit this and render it, and you've just watched it, so I've probably already done that by the time you see that. If I haven't, it would be very strange and scary. I just love demo scene music.